Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Hello everybody and welcome to Ontario Motor Speedway for race number 4 of the season for the King Taco 400 Subway Cup Series. My name is Travis Crampton, and alongside me in the booth as always is Nathan Stapleton.
Hello everybody, it's great to be here for another race on the West Coast Swing. Ontario Motor Speedway, well, that is not a track in real life anymore, but we will be in for a show here today for the third race of the West Coast Swing.
Yes, we will. This track, basically a mirror image of the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway, maybe a little bit more wider and a little bit less grass. So this is, I feel like, going to be one of the tracks where you're really going to start to see the ratings take into shape. Of course, with this being a drafting track, so you want to make sure you have good aerodynamics, and then with a long straightaway, obviously, you want to have that engine horsepower. So, and then obviously with the flat corners, you want to get a good chassis so you don't burn your tires off. So, with all that being in mind, what do you think we'll see here at Ontario, and with the drivers and the teams doing all their ratings?
Well, it's definitely going to create a unique challenge for sure. Probably one of the more team and driver-based tracks of the season so far, and it's really going to show us who some of the better drivers of the season might end up being. Of course, one of them I think will be Local Williams, just as what we've seen so far on the West Coast Swing, but it's going to be a wide one, a wide track, but a very narrow groove, just like Indy, and it's going to be a wide one.
Yep, expecting a two-stopper here today around lap 15 and then again on lap 30. And so pit strategy will have to be in effect once again. And with that being said, let's get these drivers rolling off here on this very long 2-mile racetrack. Who is your pick to win as hopefully everyone rolls off?
Boy, I think track position is going to be fairly important here today on this 2.5 mile flat track. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with the 48 of Eli Boyd, just outside the top 10 on the inside lane. I think Eli Boyd's going to have a good day here today.
And Eli Bright's had a pretty solid season, currently 12th in points. Hasn't gotten a top 10 yet this season, but been very consistent, and that's why he's in the top 15 in points. The top 10 currently on your screen right now, that is Andrew Miller and Logan Williams, Jacob Miller, and Roberto Crown Jr., last week's winner at Sonoma. So he is primed for a good result here today with a good starting position. Noah Clifton in 5th, followed by Trey Smith in 6th. Row 4 is not Chris Buescher, that is the real-life driver, that is Nicholas Samadillo. And then the 72 is Jordan Stout, Tommy Tripp, and Kenneth Miller, and the rest of the field is on your starting lineup. Very long straightaways. Drafting is going to play a key factor, and in testing, it got really spread out. So watch out for single car group, for maybe about 4 or 5 cars, and a lot of single cars on the racetrack. So pit strategy can play a big part in that. I cannot speak. Nathan, it's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, it definitely will be. We saw that the back switch was very narrow, and then going into the turns, a lot like Indy, they are fairly narrow as well. Maybe a little bit more banking here than what Indianapolis have, I'm not entirely sure, but it's going to be a wild one, and then off turn 4, a very wide front stretch.
Yeah, I bet if these drivers could, and I'm not saying that we will, because who knows, but you could probably go 5 to 6 wide down that straightaway, but how are you going to funnel down to turn 1 is the main question, and we're about to find out as the King Taco 400 here at Ontario is green for the Subway Cup Series. Lap 1 in the books, and a very solid start right there from Logan Williams, out with the early lead. But you got Jacob Miller and Noah Clifton right behind that number 95 machine, and probably the first 7 or 8 cars, single file. As I say that, Tommy Tripp looks to the inside of Roberto Crown Jr., and already the drafting plays a huge role, but middle of the field is a hornet's nest.
Yeah, we saw right out of the spots until a couple of cars made it 3 wide, and then they had to settle back down to 2 wide eventually. But a lot of side-by-side battles at the moment here at Ontario, and have to see if who can get up towards the front. The poster of Anna already dropped outside the top 10 as the outside poster of Logan Williams out front. Here comes Noah Clifton to the inside of Jacob Miller to the inside of, and not gonna quite get there as the 13's gonna make it work. I don't know, maybe the inside lane's not really where you want to be here, but at least early on, but Clifton's gonna fight back with 300 cars down the third, 13 going close in on the 95.
Yeah, it was a very interesting line that Noah Clifton took into turn number 1. Kind of a shallow entry, which led to not a great middle of the corner, and that kind of slowed his speed. And you saw Roberto Crown around the outside of Noah Clifton, but Noah Clifton's taking that spot back. Meanwhile, for the lead, Jacob Miller's to the inside of Logan Williams down the front stretch. Side by side, who will lead lap number 3? Give that one to Jacob Miller heading down into turn number 1. Still side by side, got a pretty formidable gap to third place, about 8/10. Jacob Miller's going to send to the corner and easily takes that spot over Logan Williams.
Maybe that was just a Noah Clifton skill issue last time by, because he really messed up 1 and 2, and then this time in 3 and 4 and in turn 1, Jacob Miller was able to take the race leeway in that number 13 Twisted T Chevy, and now it's Jacob Miller out front, Logan Williams in second, Clifton in third. And hey, there's my pick of Eli Boy Ollie inside the top 5 after starting outside the top 10. Hendrick looks pretty strong once again here today with 2 cars in the top 5 and all 4 inside the top 10.
Yeah, Hendrick's been pretty strong here in the early season, had a good run at Vegas. And obviously Daytona is Daytona, so that's really unpredictable. But and they were also very good at Sonoma with Roberto Crown taking home the victory. And early on here, they're looking pretty good, but still very early on, only 5 laps in of a 40-lap race, and we got 2 pit stops left if it stays green. So a lot could happen, and a lot will change here as cars will change as the run goes on. Now Noah Clifton all over the back bumper of that number 95 machine heading down into number 3. Logan Williams maybe goes up the track just a tad, and then allows Noah Clifton just to get even a little bit more closer to that number 95 machine. But now Noah Clifton goes a little wide on exit, and they're going to try to shove to the 13. Meanwhile, we got a little back here. Got it about between Nicholas Samadillo and Tommy Tripp, and now Samadillo under fire from Chris Reynolds.
A couple guys I would like to mention who had goings at Sonoma going before some trouble happened. How about this 24 of Juan Garcia started up front but got spun in the final corner on lap number 1 at Sonoma. Great rebound here today. And how about that number 10 of Kyle Susrai was lean early on at Sonoma, but blew a tire engine or something and ended their day early. So a couple of good drives that were up front at Sonoma with a couple of rebounds here early on at Ontario. And right now, Jacob Miller, who I believe kind of needs a good one early on in the season.
Yeah, 27th in points.
Yeah, 27th in points. Needs to skill one, and the best way to start changing the season around is a early season victory, and that's what that 13's trying to do, as the 10 might get inside of Noah Clifton back there for third.
Almost got into the back end of the number 5 was Shustrai, and here comes one of your Chip Ganassi Racing drivers as well, Chris Jericho. I believe the 42 machine started 17th, already up to the 7th spot, and now up to 6th as he's passed Roberto Crown only on lap 7, so that 42 machine on rails.
Yeah, apparently gained 10 spots already in only 6 laps. Apparently passing is not going to be as difficult as we were expecting here at Ontario, as we have seen a handful of passes already. Speaking of passes, now Clifton trying to get inside of his teammate of Eli Blight, and he has help from Jericho from behind. And side by side for the fourth position. It's not. Honestly, with a little bit more banking, it looks like the passing might be a little bit more easier to do here at Ontario. But the drafting effect is really starting to come into play here as the top two of of Jacob Miller, I should say, and Logan Williams are starting to pull away from Sustry, who is up to third, Clifton in fourth, and Jericho in fifth.
Yep, and like what I thought it was going to happen, you're starting to see the pack spread out. You're starting to see everyone kind of tuck in behind one another and just draft. And but not these guys back here, almost three wide. Jason Albert was peeking his nose to the inside of that's the 96 machine of who is that? I'm blanking on the name. Michael Young, there it is. It came to my brain finally. Michael Young in the 96 machine.
Here comes the 72 of Jordan Stout, just outside the top 10. I think we have some kind of battle inside the top 5, and we are going way wide. The 5 goes way wide, and we have a battle for the race lead between Logan Williams and Miller. That's just right, almost into Jacob Miller off of turn number 4. That was tight right there, and now that's gonna cause those two to side draft a bunch down this one stretch. Let Logan Williams pull away and might let Jericho and some others to catch in a little bit. Sustry gonna try to take second right, but Jacob Miller trying to hang on, but not gonna work. Sustry up to second, and Jacob Miller's gonna go from first to third in a lap.
And that was almost just a catastrophe off of turn number 4. Very close between Sustry and Jacob Miller right there, and luckily they did not make any contact, and they kept going. And now Sustry, he's found some speed, and now he's reeling in that number 95 of Logan Williams. And how about Logan? Yeah, sure, this is only race 4, but in all 3 races, including Daytona, he has 3 top 10s. This 95 car, early season consistency, and they have found the early season speed.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and honestly, some can say that maybe Logan Williams could be the early season championship contender in the early season championship threat. I know it's only race 4, but this 95 has been on rails so far this season, 3 top 10s, and looking on its way of gaining maybe a 4th with a 2nd one here today, but still only a 4th of the way through. Still have 2 pit stops, first one happening in a handful of laps, and who knows, things can happen on pit road at any given moment in time, and we have a intense 3-way battle for second.
Yeah, Jacob Miller currently trying to find a way around that number 10 of Kyler Sustry, and then not too far behind Jacob Miller is that 42 of Chris Jericho, and you saw those 2 of the 10 and the 13 have that massive run. Sustry kind of peeked his nose trying to scare Logan Williams, didn't work, and they're getting a good run on that 95 machine as Logan Williams goes a little bit wide trying to get a run off turn number 2.
And here we go, side by side again between Jacob Miller. Never mind, Sustry's gonna block that. Might go for the race lead for himself. Oh boy, that was very aggressive. Jacob Miller's gonna go to the inside. What's Chris Jericho gonna do in all this? He's gonna peek to the inside, maybe. Just gonna help the 13 years down the front stretch. That was a very intense battle down the back stretch and to 3 and 4. How about Roberto Clown Jr. last week's winner and Tommy Tripp as well, catching up to the top 4.
Yeah, Tommy Tripp, he's having a very solid run in that 6th position, and he is one of the drivers that really needs it. Currently 36th in points, so Tommy Tripp looking for a good run here at Ontario, and he's having that right now, but still, we got, like I said, there's only 13 laps that are currently being ran, and that we still have 2 pit stops, and a lot can happen. So, and places can change.
Yeah, without a doubt, pit stop's gonna be a massive factor here. And oh no, Jericho goes wide, and he's gonna lose 1, 2, maybe 3 spots, if not more. Not a good move from Jericho right there. How about Tommy Trip, though? Great one for this 27, like you said. Really, really deep in the point standings and inside the top 10, almost top 5. And then you got the 24th one, Garcia, Eli Bright, the 37. That would be Mr. Rich Nicholson with you. And how about the 55 of Colin T up inside the top 10 now?
Yeah, Colin Teague. We're having a lot of drivers right now that really need these good runs, and Colin Teague is another one of those drivers. Colin Teague currently last in points with only 19 points to his credit.
That's not going to get the job done. Still a long way to go through the regular season. This is only race 4 of 14. Needs to start racking up some points somehow. Battle for the race lead. Again, a lot of passing here at Ontario. Great stuff. And watch out for this 10. Will Sus try to make it 3 wide? Not entirely sure. Oh, Jericho might go 3 wide for second into turn number 1. Oh boy. And now, Logan Williams is going to lose all kinds of ground.
And Logan Williams is falling faster than a brick in a 2-foot creek. And that's going to allow 13 of Jacob Miller to get a nice gap. And this is the lap where we could start to see some cars head down pit road and begin the cycle of the first green flag pit stops. So we'll see if anyone heads down pit road this time by.
Pit road is open. Will we have any takers? Yes, we will. The 13, 42, 88, and a
Caution's
bunch
out.
of cars. Oh, caution is out.
Oh,
Oh,
Patrick
no.
Smith. Watch out. A lot of cars in one
Whoa,
space.
look at the 23, look at the 23, that's what I mean. You can do that here, the wide front switch and the 23 just gained 7 spots from that.
Ace Garcia just exploited that entire front stretch. It's totally legal, and that is what you can do. And man, that is not what any of these drivers that were coming down pit road needed. No Clifton with some heavy front end damage as well, and that's unfortunate for that number 5 machine. And that's going to really shake up these guys. Aren't going a lap down, but they are going to lose their track position. Maybe we'll see how everything cycles out.
It's being interesting. I don't think they're gonna lose a lap like you said if it's being such a big racetrack, 2.5 miles, but they might lose their track position. I'm not entirely sure. It's gonna be very interesting to see. But now everyone else is gonna go down pit road, being led by Kyler Sustry, Tommy Tripp, Eli Boyd, Matt Johnson, Chris Reynolds, and everybody else that did not pit are gonna pit here. Now this is gonna be interesting. We are gonna have a caution right before halfway. Still gonna be one more stop after this one, but it's gonna be interesting of how everything cycles out.
Yep, and we'll see who won the race off pit road here between these guys. Looks like maybe Alex Sanvitale, but he has ruin damage, so I don't know if he's going to come down pit road to fix that or not. Yeah, I don't necessarily know who's going to be out front, but it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be leading all this. Who will race off pit road here? Out of these guys, they're all coming down to their pit stalls. Very long pit road, and the boxes for these guys are very very spacious. A lot of space in between each pit box, so guys giving the guys plenty of room for the crew members to go to work on their race car.
And looks like it's gonna be Sustry winning the race off of that. And honestly, it might look out for these guys that pitted a lap before. I think they might get the track position back. I think.
Well, yeah, because these guys went down pit road this time by, so we'll have to wait and see. We're going to go take a quick break to see what brought out the caution here at Ontario, and then when we come back, we'll see the starting lineup, or the restart order, and the restart itself. Well, here's what happened when these guys were coming down pit road. Juan Garcia and Nicolas Samadillo trying to get that same real estate entering pit road. Made contact. Samadillo turns number 24 of Juan Garcia up into the outside wall. Garcia rear ends it into the outside wall. Some damage on the back end of that number 24 machine. And then the 3 and the 32 have some contact, trying to avoid the wreck. The 32 hits the back end of the 3. They get locked bumpers. Kenneth Miller gets a slight piece of it. And then here comes Patrick Smith, just nowhere to go, runs in the back of Alex Sanvitale. And that's going to end Patrick Smith's days. He is smoking pretty heavily on that 47 machine.
Here we go, full speed. San Badillo just tons Juan Garcia. Tough play for Juan Garcia. 2 weeks more where he's gotten spun. And then right here, a checkup and nowhere to go for Patrick Smith, and the number 47 runs into the back of Alex Sanvitale. And tough play for JTG Jolie. It's been an up and down season so far, and today is a down day for JTG.
Welcome back to Ontario Motor Speedway. Only driver out is Patrick Smith from that, and it looks like everything recycled itself back out to how it was going to be if it would have stayed green and the green flag cycle ended. So Jacob Miller, still your race leader. Roberto Crown Jr. in second, followed by Nicholas Samadillo. And Chris Jericho, Jordan Stout, Logan Williams, Colin Teague, Chase Harris, Michael Young, and Noah Clifton round out the top 10. Don't know how well Noah Clifton's going to stay up here with that front end damage. Just got a little bit of a hood buckle on that 5 car, so may be down on some straight line speed.
Yeah, for sure. How about premium up here? Good ones for them in the 7 and 55. Gonna be interesting what Chase Harris can do new coming up to the front in this race. Back green with Roberto Crown Jr. trying to chase down Jacob Miller for his second straight win on the season. Back green with 21 laps to go. Jacob a bad restart, and now the question marks begin. When will these guys do the last pit stop of the day? Because they cannot make it from here on fuel. They still have one more stop to go.
Yeah, they might have been able to save maybe a lap or two under that caution, because they should have, if it would have stayed green, it'd been lap 15 and then lap 30. So they might have saved some fuel, but they still might have to pit on lap 32 to lap 33. So we'll see. That all changes if we get a caution like that. Holy moly, Nicholas Samadillo got real close to that back bumper of Roberto Crown Jr.
Mr. Hedge is getting edgy here today at Ontario, and you know, he's had a up and down season like the entirety of JTG Jolie. Of course, the 47 of Patrick Smith is unfortunately done, and Patrick Smith, he is doing better for the most part, in 15th in points, 9 more, and then Sam Deal's 21st, gained 16 positions in points last week, trying to gain a bunch more positions and get a race victory here today. And how about the 72 of Jordan Stout up front as well, and the 55? That's a 55 of Colin Teague.
Yeah, and Colin Teague, he is doing a good job so far. Just needs to keep it up, and doing what the 55 team needs. And that's a good finish. Get some good points, because he has not gotten a lot of points so far this season. But meanwhile, back here, no Clifton dropping from that damage, and that's pretty much what I expected from that 5 car. Very unfortunate, because Clifton was having a pretty solid day up to that point, and it's probably going to ruin his good day. And meanwhile, back up here, Logan Williams maybe doing a little peek on Colin Teague, and a bit of a side draft right there from Chris Jericho on Roberto Crown Jr. down the back stretch to turn number 3. Who's going to have the advantage? Give that to Chris Jericho.
That's a little bit tight off of turn number 2 between the 88 and 42. Here comes Jordan Stout to the inside. How about some of these guys that need some good ones? And just some of these new players as well, like Jordan Stout, Colin Teague, Michael Young in the 96, all up front here late. Oh my goodness, the 72 blocked the 88 up front. That was a little bit tight, and Crown Jr. was not having it. They were like, nah, that's my spot. Oh my goodness. Logan Williams and Colin T and Jordan Stout, that was tight.
And that made Jordan Stout check up, and Stout lost 3 positions. Might lose 4 here from Michael Young. Young's going to not think about that. He's going to tuck back behind the number 72. And, man, Stout was in a pickle right there. Had to lift and lost 3 positions. Now he has to try to regroup and regather those positions back.
That's a certified close moment right there. Between those three, how about Eli Bright back inside the top 10, my pick for today. Doing a pretty good job, and it still got a couple of bullets up here. They lost one Garcia, Noah Clifton, but they got Clown Jr. and Eli Bright. Not a bad combo right there between the 88 and 48. We're going to the inside of Clown Jr. It's just amazing me of how much speed this 95 has. Can just fall back to like 7th and then work his way back up inside the top 3. Clown Jr. is on another level early on this season, but Clown Jr. wants that 3rd place spot right back in 3 and 4.
And good battle we're seeing right here for the 3rd position. Roberto Crown Jr. going to take it back, and now Colin Teague wants that 4th position from Logan Williams, but Logan Williams to get a good run off of turn number 4 and has the draft of Roberto Crown, so will retain that 4th position. And now maybe Jacob Miller picking his nose to the inside, but too far back to get anything done on Colin Teague. And Chris Jericho trying to reel in that 37 to Sam Badillo. Sam Badillo pulling out to about half a second gap right now.
I want to say this is probably the biggest gap that we've seen so far. And it's going to be interesting if anyone can catch up with Chris Jericho and Nico Sam Badillo for the top 2 spots. Chevy once again very strong here today. And Michael, oh my goodness, Michael Young's gonna hit the wall. The tennis suspect's gonna have to check up. So will the systematic Galtry, and that was something I don't think we've seen all day. And here comes the 34 of John Andrews into the mix as well.
Yeah, I don't know if Michael Young got tight there or what, but it just looked like he didn't turn and just hit the wall, and haven't seen that all day. Everyone's avoided the wall, and Michael Young just got a little too high and hit the wall, and that checked up everybody. And now you're seeing that tennis Sestrai almost 3.5 seconds back from the leader, and a good 2 seconds maybe back from that next position.
Yeah, that definitely hurt. 9 back, and we have a 9-car breakaway now here at Ontario. Logan Williams to the inside of Chris Jericho. Great one of momentum for this number 95. And we got a caution.
Oh, we have a massive wreck.
In 3 and 4.
Massive wreck. Josh Williamson involved. Zachary Fitzwater is involved in that. Santi Messi's going down pit road. Looks like Owen Miles is there. Huge damage on the 4 of Brandon Beal, Aaron Abel, Elijah Gordon. A lot of drivers involved. Big wreck in turn number 4.
I think we might have just saw the big one at Ontario in turn 4 there, right there, drivers. That was multiple cars involved. And you know what? Perfect timing. This is right in the fuel window, and we should be good to go on fuel from here on out.
That's what these drivers want to see. So no more green flag pit stops. So everyone's going to go down pit road and get their service. And while they do that, let's head down to the replays and see what brought out the second caution, the big one in turn number 4. Well, another driver, Aaron Abel, got into the gray stuff, got tight, hit the wall. Nowhere to go for Nick Lopez. Nick Lopez slides down the infield grass, loses control, and this is going to be a huge hit for Nick Lopez. Comes up the racetrack, nowhere to go for Elijah Gordon, Owen Miles, and they hit the wall hard. And as they're wrecking up here, Angel Gutierrez hits the 78 of Aaron Abel. The 1 of Josh Williamson gets a piece of it. Brandon Beal, Zachary Fitzwater, and this whole second pack just kind of plows right on in. And Santi Messi gets the worst of that pack and hits the wall hard and spins out in the number 66 machine. A lot of heavy impacts in this one, and that is going to take out a lot of drivers here in this event.
Here we go off turn number 3, and Abel hits the wall. Nowhere to go for Nick Lopez. He's going to slide through the grass and take massive hit. Meanwhile, Gutierrez slams the 78, and they crash behind them. The 19, the 143, 21, 66, and about 5 more cars all involved. A dozen or so cars involved in this one. The big one in turn number 4, and a lot of drivers who either needed a good one or has had a feast or famine type season are involved in this one. involved in this one, and tough way for everyone involved. But now we should be good on fuel, and we have about a 10-lap dash here at Ontario.
Welcome back to Ontario, and boy, do we have a strategy race on hands right now. Trace Smith and Skylar Taylor took fuel only during that pit stop under caution. Nicholas Samadillo took 4 tires and fuel. Ace Garcia, fuel only. Jericho, Logan Williams, Tommy Tripp, Jacob Miller, Eli Bright, Roberto Crown Jr. all took 4 tires, so very minimal people took fuel only, but there is a few people that did take fuel only, including the 18 of Sam Oskin back in the middle part of the field. So we have some interesting strategy going on right now.
10 laps to go. We will have to wait and see what strategy will prevail. We don't really know how badly the tire has been so far, so maybe doing a splash and go and having track position for the top 2 and Mace Garcia might work out. Back going with 10 laps to go. Trace Smith, Skylar Taylor, and Mr. Edge and Nicholas Samadillo with a great jump on the restart. Here we go.
And a lot of cars are out from that wreck. Just want to reiterate the 11 Nick Lopez, Angel Gutierrez, Elijah Gordon, Aaron Abel, Owen Miles, Josh Williamson, and Brandon Beal all out from that wreck. So that's unfortunate for all them. Ace Garcia already getting shuffled out. He is going to take an exit. And now Nicholas Samadillo trying to make quick work of Skylar Taylor. Trace Smith trying to run away with those fuel only and old tires. But Nicholas Samadillo going to go a little wide, gets a little close to that wall. And that is, they're going to pit. They're going to pit. Michael Young, that's 4 wide.
I get maybe they didn't take enough fuel, or they don't think that they can make on tires, but that's a very questionable strategy call from those 5 or 6 cars. Now Samadillo's back out front, Logan Williams in second, Chris Jericho in third. And now how about the front row cars? John Andrews and Andrew Miller are both up front.
They're
almost
4
wide. Oh my goodness.
Logan Williams trying to go to the inside of Nicholas Samadillo. Samadillo overdrives the corner just a little bit, but doesn't go too wide. Andrew Miller gets around John Andrews, who's in the wall. Man, these guys, late in the race, they are pushing just a little bit too hard, going over the edge and hitting the wall late here in this race. Logan Williams to the inside of Mr. Edge, Nicholas Samadillo.
JTG Dooley, Levon Family Racing, and Chip Ganassi racing the top 3. Slide job on Logan Williams. Jericho's gonna almost get into Samadillo. Watch out for these cars that are coming off a pit road. Could come into a factor here. Logan Williams has been in the mix all day long, trying to take it back at the end of it and try to get a second win in 4 races here in the Subway Cup Series. But Logan Williams has to hang on against Chris Jericho in the 42. Chip Ganassi trying to get the second win, one with both cars. And then you can never count Mr. Rich Nicholas Samadillo. Same with the 72 of Jordan Stout. How about the 48 of Eli Bright, my pick of the day? He's back inside the top 5, and these guys are snaking like crazy.
Yeah, of course, this is the pack with a lot of the cars that just came off pit road, and also mixed in some of the cars who stayed out and are trying to get to the end. So, meanwhile, up front, this 4-car pack getting a little bit closer as they're starting to draft together. Here comes Nicholas Samadillo now to the inside of little contact.
Boy.
Gonna move Chris Jericho up the hill. And now Jordan Stout gonna move to the inside of Chris Jericho. Not too sure Jericho's gonna be pleased about that one.
As a team owner, I'm not gonna be too pleased about that one. I don't know what Mr. Nicholas Samadillo was doing right there. He lost some ground, and now Logan Williams is starting to pull away for almost half a second advantage. Samadillo in second. How about Jordan Stout in third out of nowhere? Jericho in fourth now. Was in second or third. Now Andrew Miller in fifth. Eli Bright in sixth. We have 7 cars that have a potential shot at it. But if anyone wants to get this win, they're going to have to stop Logan Williams, who's been quite possibly one of the best cars this season so far, 4 races in.
Yeah, and it's still not over yet. We've still got 5 laps to go, and if anyone can do it, it's Nicholas Samadillo and Jordan Stout. Maybe Chris Jericho if he can catch up to these guys, but Samadillo's getting a little bit closer, cut it down by a good 2 to 3 tenths right there, and now almost to the back bumper of that 95 machine. But Logan Williams is just so good at this part of the racetrack. You see him pull away just a little bit, and now Jordan Stout also maybe has a better car as well. Maybe looking to the inside of Nicholas Samadillo. Yes, he is down the back straightaway.
Here we go, Samadillo and Stout side by side. Whoever can get past for a second could be the one to contend Logan Williams for this race victory. With running out of time, 4 laps to go at the line. Looks like it's gonna be Stout, and now Stout has to really try to hurry, because even though he took second, he lost a lot of ground, almost 7 tenths of a second now, and now it's 8 tenths of a second to try to catch up to Logan Williams.
Yeah, and that really hurt these two, and now they're really going to have to push if they want to get the win over Logan Williams. And this is kind of like Vegas. Logan Williams took the race lead at Vegas and just kind of sailed off into the sunset. Will he do that again here at Ontario, or will these two give him a challenge? Mr. Edge basically shoving the 72 and maybe shoved him a little bit too far into the corner. Jordan Stout goes wide. Nicholas Samadillo to the inside of Jordan Stout, and maybe these two have given up and they're just going to fight it out for second.
That might be the case, but if these two keep on fighting for second, that's going to allow, I don't know, Chris Jericho, Eli Bright, Andy Miller, John Andrews to catch up right behind them. And yeah, the way it's looking, it might come down to Logan Williams not making many mistakes in the last 2 laps, and he might get a second win of the season. But might have to watch out for the second place battle. This is a great battle on our hands for second between these two. But if they get side by side again, watch out for Jericho and Eli Bright. And never mind, Jericho trying to the inside of Eli Brad to try and get to the inside of Chris Jericho right there. 2 laps to go at the line here at Ontario.
Jordan Stout has closed the gap a little bit, but I think it's not yet about 2 tenths that lap, but that's not going to be enough if he wants to win this race. He's going to have to really reel in Logan Williams. Logan Williams is going to have to lose pace massively here in these last 2 laps, and I just don't see that happening, but you never know. Crazier things have happened here in NR2003 universe. So down the back straightaway, Nicholas Samadillo still shoving Jordan Stout, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Stout, we'll see if Stout goes too wide. That takes a pretty nice line into 3 and 4. We'll see how into 3. Here's 4. Still a pretty nice line. Saw Eli Bright getting the wall a little bit off of turn number 3, and maybe these two formed a temporary alliance. Now just shoving Jordan Stout into turn number 1. Never mind late peek out from Nicholas Samadillo, and looks like these two are going to just battle out for that second position.
Yeah, I think they tried that strategy a little bit too late. They did gain about a second amount of about a tenth and a half to 2 tenths that lap, but they were going to run out of time. So we have a battle for second, and it is not over. Jordan Stout trying to get right back to the inside of Samadillo here in turn number 3. And do a slide job on Samadillo. He's going to get it, but can Samadillo cross him like that? I'm not entirely sure. He's not going to be able to. And I'll have to turn 4.
Logan Williams gets his second win of the season here at Ontario for the King Taco 400.
The second race winner on the season, and the second win of the West Coast Springer Cup. Cars apparently had to come down pit road.
Didn't quite get enough fuel in it, apparently.
Apparently. How about Logan Williams? He's been fast all season so far. 4 straight top 10s now with 2 victories on hand as well. If he keeps up this pace all year long, this could be an easy championship for Logan Williams. But we do have the chase reset though, so anything can happen once
Watch
we
out
get to the
for
chase.
Alex San Vitale. He's trying to finish this race.
Oh, oh, oh.
Okay. Some extracurricular activity after the finish. Some damaged equipment for Hendrick Motorsports. But here is your official standings here for the King Taco 400. Logan Williams, another victory here early in the season. Jordan Stout, a very respectable second place finish. Nicholas Samadillo in third, pretty much stayed there pretty much the entire race. Chris Jericho in fourth. Eli Bright in fifth. Andrew Miller in sixth. John Andrews in seventh. Maxime Gautry in eighth. Kenneth Miller in ninth. And Bradley Ream rounds out the top 10. And here's the rest of the field from a lot of cars out due to the big one in turn number 4. Nathan, a very interesting race here at Ontario. A lot of different strategies, a lot of drafting, and a lot of good battles out on the racetrack. What's your final thoughts?
Definitely a lot of fantastic racing here at Ontario. Fantastic racing, a lot of different strategy, and it ended up coming down to Logan Williams versus the field once again, and not quite. And Logan Williams is definitely the early season favorite so far, but we're only 4 races in, still 20 to go. But what a wild race, saw a couple of crashes, saw the big one, a couple of big hits, and I'm very much looking forward to what we see next week to end the West Coast swing at Phoenix.
Yeah, of course, Phoenix for the Subway MVP Rewards 312. Be sure to tune into that one. Thank you guys so much for watching for here at Ontario, the King Taco 400. And on behalf of Nathan Stapleton, I'm Travis Crampton, and we will see you guys next time.